Streaming on crossroadstoday.com, a suspect is in custody in connection to the fatal shooting of a Texas Christian University student. Plus, as we mark Labor Day, there's plenty of labor unrest across several industries. And around 70,000 people remain stuck on muddy campgrounds following 2 days of heavy rainfall. That's all straight ahead.
Take a look on the outside. We're seeing the sun begin to rise and quail a little bit in the distance. You see a little bit of light. Heat's going to be the big story today, with rain chances also thrown in there. We'll give you the details coming up in your forecast.
Astros and Rangers all have that coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain.
I'm Trey Manning.
And today it's the 4th day of September.
That it is.
2023. The time is now 6:31 on our Labor Day Monday, Trey. But even though it is a holiday, many of us are still clocking in to work.
We're laboring on Labor Day.
And another group of workers that Trey and I think we can really empathize with are newspaper carriers. And it is National Newspaper Carrier Day. They've got to work that tough night shift just like we do.
Exactly. You got to throw the papers in the right areas and make sure the customer gets them. So a lot of responsibility there.
Driving in the dark, real dangerous.
Exactly. Yes, I've been there before. Yes.
So be sure to thank your newspaper carrier sometime this week. Okay, Trey, any chances of rain?
Small chance, like a teeny weeny little chance, but it's better than zero.
Better than zero.
So we're thinking positive about that. Looking at the temperature currently in Victoria, 79 degrees, actually down 1 degree since last half hour, but still about the same, near 80 degrees overall, 94% humidity. That's not going to change anytime soon. High humidity levels around here. We keep the humid feel in place and give enough moisture for a rain shower or two to form throughout the day. We have a weak front over the region, very weak boundary, upper level low to the north, so instability is in the air. Got that moisture in the air. Daytime heat, I think, will help finalize that lifting mechanism around here and pop up a few rain showers here and there. And keeping the rain shower chances best to our east, where the better axis of instability is from East Texas, Beaumont area toward Lufkin, Nacogdoches, and points to the north from there. But we could get in a little bit of that rain shower activity here and there. Go toward the afternoon hours. I think the daytime heat is going to be essential in getting some rain showers started around here. And looking at the big picture, of course, there's the low to the north, near Dallas-Fort Worth area. They'll continue to kind of float around there for the day today into your day tomorrow. Keeping most of the rain well to your east, of course. We should get in some of that rainfall. It looks like it's not really happening too much. Keep slight chances in for the next couple of days, though, in the daytime heat. But otherwise, high pressure dominating our weather here in the overall perspective of the week. Keep the heat in and conditions dry around here. We'll talk about that in your forecast coming up and see if we can find anything in the tropics headed our way, which may be the case. We'll take a look at that in detail and the full outlook to come later on this half hour. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. The Victoria Police Department confirmed a body was found in a bathroom near the Victoria Youth Sports Complex. A maintenance worker located the body inside a bathroom during a routine cleaning at 9 a.m. Sunday morning. Officers say the body found was identified as a 41-year-old unhoused man from the area. Victoria Police Department officers continue to investigate the incident. We will continue to update the story as more information is provided. A Victoria teen has died after being hit while crossing East Red River Street in Navarro. Friday night around 8:25 p.m., officers responded to East Red River in Navarro in response to a crash involving a car and a pedestrian. Their investigation revealed that a 15-year-old was crossing the intersection westbound when he failed to yield the right-of-way and was struck by a northbound vehicle operated by a 43-year-old. The teen was transported to an area hospital before being transferred to an out-of-town hospital where he later succumbed to his injuries. BPD says there are no citations issued. A suspect is in custody in connection to the fatal shooting of a Texas Christian University student in Fort Worth last week. 21-year-old Matthew Purdy Jr. was arrested for the murder of Wes Smith, a junior finance major at the university. Detectives investigating the homicide said Smith was shot as he stood in the street and that the gunman assaulted a woman as he ran away. According to an arrest warrant, Purdy gave police a statement admitting to approaching Wes, who he didn't know, and shooting him 3 times. However, a clear reason was not given for the shooting. Purdy remains in custody at the Tarrant County Jail and is being held on a $500,000 bond. Texas Christian University says mental health counseling and other resources are available for students, faculty, and staff. As we mark Labor Day, there's plenty of labor unrest across several industries. Hollywood writers and actors are striking, and the United Auto Workers getting close to walking out as talks with car makers show little progress.
This Labor Day, less than 2 weeks remain before the United Auto Workers Union could hit the picket lines, possibly adding to what's already been a summer of strikes. 97% of UAW members voted to authorize a strike if a new deal isn't reached with Detroit's 3 automakers by September 14th.
We're fed up with seeing Big Three profits break the bank while we're breaking our backs.
The union is demanding higher wages, improved benefits, and cost of living wage bumps. All this as car manufacturers transition to producing more electric vehicles, which require fewer workers to assemble.
This is our time to take back what we're owed. Working together with the companies doesn't work for us.
President Biden is calling for a fair agreement, appointing a White House liaison between the union and automakers, hoping to help avert a strike.
Studios negotiate!
A strike in Detroit would only add to the recent wave of picket lines from the heartland to Hollywood. More than 170,000 actors and writers have been striking for months. Writers are reportedly considering a new offer from the studios after more than 3 months of striking. According to Bloomberg News, the concessions include an agreement not to replace writers with AI. Now, video games are in their crosshairs as SAG-AFTRA prepares to vote on an actor strike against the gaming industry. And back in July, UPS workers narrowly avoided a work stoppage that would have affected 300,000 jobs. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
The auto industry could cause a noticeable impact on the broader U.S. economy as the industry makes up about 3% of the country's gross domestic product. Now let's take a look at your viewer poll. Which rises in the cost of living are you experiencing? Okay, let's take a look. 48% of you say those household electricity costs can't make sense with the AC on during these historic high temperatures. And then 10% of you say gasoline and diesel. None of you say childcare costs. 10% of you say rent, and 32% of you say other. Thank you for taking part in our viewer poll. Around 70,000 people remain stuck on muddy campgrounds following 2 days of heavy rainfall. Attendees of Burning Man, the countercultural music and arts festival, were first advised to shelter in place and conserve food and water on Friday. The Pershing County Sheriff's Office is also investigating a death that happened during the event, but offered few details. One attendee said they're considering an attempt to leave the city despite event gates remaining closed, while others do not necessarily welcome the rain but see it as part of the experience. We'll learn more about this story later on Sunrise. The search continues in Pennsylvania for a convicted killer, Danilo Cavalcante. Hundreds of law enforcement and federal marshals have descended upon Chester County. Authorities say they now have reason to believe that Cavalcante may not be too far away. They believe they saw the man on a residential surveillance video walking in a wooded area less than 2 miles from the Chester Correctional Facility on Saturday morning. Authorities say he is extremely dangerous with a violent history, and they're urging residents and the public to remain vigilant as the search continues. All right, remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now 6:39 on our Monday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. A new Mississippi state record for the longest alligator harvested set by a group of hunters.
ABC's M. Wynn in Washington. President Biden is now briefed on the Burning Man Festival, which was rained out this weekend, trapping thousands of people in a northern desert in Nevada. The latest coming up.
Take a look at the outside temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s around the region, and mid 80s along the immediate coast. Another hot day anticipated for our area today. Talk about that and rain chances coming up. Good morning. Current time is 6:41. Let's take a look at the tropics. Pretty quiet overall. Gulf of Mexico is quiet as it gets. And same thing for the Caribbean Sea. Now there in Atlantic Ocean, pretty much quiet as well, except for the northern parts of the Atlantic Ocean. Katia is still hanging on as a weak storm headed toward the cooler waters of the Atlantic Ocean. Same thing for Gert way up there in off of Nova Scotia, moving to the north, of course. But we're not concerned about these two. They're pretty much out of their lifetime there. And then this disturbance right here, you kind of see a little twist in the atmosphere right there. It's headed toward the west with time. A lot of warm water to go over, and it could have the potential to develop as they head toward the next couple of days. This is a long way for the Gulf of Mexico, so we have a long time to watch that particular system. Looking at our morning weather map, we have a weak stationary front just north of our region here, a weak upper level trough as well, drawing in that moisture and helping to create a little more instability in our region today. So we'll keep that slight rain chance in place, 80 with the daytime heat. It's a small chance, but we'll take it regardless. Of course, we need the rain around here pretty badly. Full forecast becomes up a little bit later on this half hour, full 7 day. Before we go, Carolina.
Thank you, Trey. We check in on the Astros and get some highlights from Crossroads Football Live with weekend sports anchor Zach Brown.
Well, the AL West race tighter than ever after the Mariners lose, the Rangers win, and last night the Astros swept by the New York Yankees. The Astros jumped ahead, scoring the game's first run, but after that it was all New York who used a 3-run sixth and a 3-run ninth to take down the Astros. Now the focus shifts. The Astros and Rangers have a pivotal 3-game series beginning this afternoon. This week, we've got some huge games on the schedule. The Gobblers and Yoakum. The Bulldogs are looking as dangerous as ever, getting a dominant win over the Cameron Yo-Yoman. This week is going to be a fun one in Cuero when these two rivals meet. Cuero also honoring the 1973 team this week, celebrating 50 years since their state title. The Refugio Bobcats got a big win over the London Pirates. Refugio, ranked number 2 in the state of Texas in Class 2A. And another big game on our hands this week. The Edna Cowboys, the Refugio Bobcats were in for another exciting group of games. Be sure to follow us closely in our CFL coverage. With your 25 Sports Now, I'm Zach Brown.
All right, thank you, Zach. Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscast and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. This morning, thousands of people are still trapped at the Burning Man Festival in Nevada after torrential downpours turned the northern desert site into thick muck. At least one person has died during the rained-out event, according to local authorities. The White House says they're closely monitoring the situation.
This morning in the Black Rock Desert of Nevada, unusually late summer rainstorms turned the week-long Burning Man Festival into a muddy mess, leaving tens of thousands of people stranded. The Pershing County Sheriff's Office saying one person has died. That death is under investigation. The torrential downpour forcing partygoers to take shelter this weekend, some trudging through muck with plastic bags on their feet. Revelers were told by officials to conserve food and water.
We're almost running out of the gasoline, so that's why in the daytime we mostly stay without electricity.
The conditions making traveling in and out of the area unfeasible. This video posted on social media by music producer Diplo shows him hitching a ride out of the festival Saturday with comedian Chris Rock after they walked 5 miles in the mud out of Burning Man. Despite that, spirits remain high for some partygoers on site.
This is the best burn ever. Seriously, this has given us the opportunity to rise to radical self-reliance and to support each other in the community, and I'm having the best time.
The annual counterculture celebration, happening about 100 miles north of Reno, attracts nearly 80,000 artists, musicians, and activists. Organizers have had to cancel the festival before due to COVID-19 and dust storms. The White House says President Biden is monitoring the situation closely.
We're in touch with the local people. Pay attention. We're all getting everybody out there. That's one step.
Burning Man organizers say it's not clear when the roads will be dry enough to navigate, but they say they're hopeful to resume plans for the festival tonight, weather permitting. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
A new Mississippi state record for the longest alligator harvested has been set by a group of hunters. Mississippi residents Tanner White, Don Woods, Will Thomas Madison, and Joey Clark captured the longest alligator ever to be recorded in Mississippi. That's according to the State Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks. They harvested a male alligator in the West Central Alligator Hunting Zone. The alligator weighed in at 802.5 pounds and measured 14 feet and 3 inches long. The world record alligator, measured in 2014 in Alabama, had a length of 15 feet and 9 inches. Almost, oh wow. So that gator almost breaking that world record, but not quite. The time is now 6:47 on your Monday morning. Still to come, we take a look at the cause behind Jimmy Buffett's death. Okay, time to celebrate some birthdays. A big happy birthday to my dear friend Diana. I hope you have a great day filled with happiness. Love you, from Gina.
Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter celebrating a birthday today. Queen Bee is turning 42 today.
Ooh, it's her birthday. And Say Anything actress and daughter of the singer Donovan, Ion Sky, turning 53 today. Happy birthday, Ion.
To see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com. Click on More Near to Home. You'll see there the KVU Submit Your Birthday.
All right, the time is now 6:48 on our Monday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today, or maybe you did this weekend. And a special birthday to my friend Jeep Hardy. He turned 80 this weekend. We had a big party in Rockport, Trey.
Very nice, very nice.
All right, well, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Good morning, 6:51 is the current time. Take a look at the feel-like temperatures throughout the day, starting off in the 80s to the 90s along the coast, and then well above 100 degrees by the 11 a.m. hour, 104 to 105, maybe 106 or so by the afternoon time, so be careful out there, very hot today. If you have any Labor Day plans on the outside during that time period, take frequent breaks and may want to consider bringing it inside actually. A few rain showers possible. This is not going to be a widespread event as this model here is showing. It shows the general area where a rain shower could pop up at any time and expanding in a little bit throughout the afternoon hours with more daytime heat, of course. Overnight lows in the 70s coming up, 98 degrees for your day today. In the heat, definitely a triple-digit heat index value. Overnight lows will be, there we go, in the 70s. They're 80 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies, mostly clear skies, actually. Coming up for your day tomorrow, pretty much the same. A few scattered rain showers here and there. Temperatures well into the upper 90s for your Tuesday. That'll take us to the rest of the week with highs near 100 degrees by the weekend.
All right, so we're learning more about the cause of Jimmy Buffett's death. Buffett died Friday, years after beginning a battle against a rare form of skin cancer.
Heading out to San Francisco for the Labor Day weekend show.
It's been 50 years since Jimmy Buffett wrote Come Monday, a song about missing the woman who would become his wife as he headed out for a Labor Day weekend concert. And this Labor Day weekend, a tribute band performing that very song in his honor on Long Island.
It's an end of an era. Parrot heads are really going to be suffering.
Buffett's biggest fans, known as Parrot Heads, saying goodbye to the Margaritaville maestro who died Friday at the age of 76.
We live Jimmy, we breathe Jimmy. Jimmy, I know, touched a lot of lives, definitely touched my life. He was just a beautiful soul, man.
Key West, Florida, a place he helped define. More than 2,500 taking part in a parade held in his honor.
Margaritaville is totally right here in Key West, and Jimmy put it on the map, and every day we live that.
The tributes coming as we learn more about his death, his family sharing a statement Sunday saying Buffett died of Merkel cell carcinoma, a rare form of skin cancer. The Mayo Clinic says long-term sun exposure may increase someone's risk of developing Merkel cell. The family says the singer had been battling the disease for 4 years and continued to perform as he received treatment. Buffett played his last show in early July. Fans setting up memorials near many of the Margaritavilles that help fuel Buffett's wealth and enduring popularity.
Jimmy was a great guy. It was all about love and spreading love.
One last 5 o'clock toast to the poet of paradise. Andrew Dimber, ABC News, New York.
Buffett's family asked that donations could be made to Singing for Change, his foundation, as well as Brigham and Women's Hospital, the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, and the MD Anderson Cancer Center. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. SpaceX launched more satellites into orbit Sunday night. SpaceX launched more satellites into orbit on Sunday night. The company sent 21 Starlink internet satellites to orbit atop a Falcon 9 rocket from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. It's SpaceX's 62nd orbital mission of this year, setting a new record for the most flights in a year. It was also the 10th launch and landing for this particular booster. SpaceX also brought home the 4 astronauts of its Crew 6 mission who had been at the International Space Station since March. Victoria County Commissioners observing the Labor Day holiday this week, moving Commissioners Court from Monday to Tuesday at 10 a.m. Commissioners will receive an update from the Victoria County Sheriff's Office regarding Operation Lone Star and activities funded by Operation Lone Star. They will also hold a public hearing on the proposed budget and a public hearing on the proposed tax rate of 0.3880 cents per $100 of property valuation. The City of Victoria also holding 2 public hearings Tuesday at its City Council meeting at 5 p.m. One for the proposed city budget of $255 million and another one for the proposed city tax rate of 0.4898 cents per $100 of property valuation. In the same meeting, the council will vote to adopt the budget and ratify the property tax rate. The city manager will also provide an update on the design of the new incoming public safety headquarters building. And here's a look at closings by the City of Victoria in observance of the Labor Day holiday. All non-emergency offices are closed, as well as the Victoria Public Library and the compost site. However, Riverside Golf Course open for your Labor Day needs, as well as the landfill. The Texas Senate elected to hear evidence on 16 of the 20 articles of impeachment against State Attorney General Ken Paxton, adopted by the House in late May. Read the story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crossroadstoday.com. I just posted it there. All right, we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And let's go ahead and get a last look at our forecast with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining.
And thank you so much. Take a look at the temperatures, starting off with the feel like temperatures near 90 degrees and keeping that trend going up with triple digit heat index values by the afternoon time. Before 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 104 to 105 more than likely. So having the outdoor plans for your Labor Day, please consider taking them inside where it's cooler, of course, in air conditioning. And model runs having a slight rain chance in our forecast today, right along the coast to start. And this whole area is not going to be complete solid rainfall. It's an area where the models think that the rain shower will be likely to form. As it works throughout the day, moves in a little bit more. So keep the heat in, of course, for our temperatures today in the upper 90s. Be careful out there. Overnight lows in the 70s, highs tomorrow in the 80s to 90 degrees or so, in the upper 90s near 100 degrees. Keeping that in mind. Have a great Labor Day and stay cool. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful Labor Day, and remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today.